Okay, friends, we will be continuing where I have left you. We are on practice to ensure confidentiality of information. Let us take it again. Use firewall wherever possible. Means use firewalls for both sides, which will restrict your some illegal websites and also your communication that does not track your communication. Incognito or private browsing we can do. Control over our browser to block the tracking. Next is be careful while posting on internet. Yes, friends, this point I want to take it personally because most of us are posting even a single image wherever we are going, what we are doing on Facebook so that we can show it to others, but sometimes it may create panic for us also. So you should be aware what information, what your personal information you should share on your social networking website or not. Now, when you post anything on public internet, such as your social networking websites like Instagram or Facebook, news groups, mailing list or chat room, you generally give up the rights to the content, and any exception of privacy or confidentiality is useless. Yes, friends, it is sometimes seen that whenever you are installing an app or something, it will ask you whether you want to allow your access to the Gmail account, your phone, your computer, or something like that. So at that point, when you click on yes, your confidentiality and your privacy is of no use. In most of the countries, anything you post to public space can be saved, archived, duplicated, distributed, and published. Yes, I will give you an example of Facebook. One of my friends is having an account with the name. Somebody has created another account and asking for money. Now, somebody contacted that my friend, you need money. He said, no, I don't need money. But through the second account, you are asking it. So that is a kind that images can be taken, can be saved, and can be placed on any other account. So these things should be kept in mind while just saving your data. And it is highly preferred that you add only those people on your social accounts whom you know personally, right? So ensure that you never post your crucial or critical information like your personal details such as address, mobile number, bank details, credit card details on public internet sites, right? Now ensure safe sites while entering crucial information. Yes, we must check whether the site through which we are giving the information is safe to use or not. There are so many phishing techniques that are used by certain hackers. So, for example, you might be online applying to register for an entrance exam through a legitimate site that asks you for your personal details through third party. That is a lot happening in India today, right? Now, in such cases, what you can do, I will tell you. In such cases, what you can do, type the URL of the website in the address bar of the browser on your own. Do not click on the link that takes up to this website, or do not cut copy paste. If I will open my browser, here you can see view site information. It is connection is secure. Your information is private when it is sent to this site. Now if I will look for certificate, just have a look. The certificate is intended for the following purpose: ensure the identity of a remote computer, proves the identity of the remote computer issued to this particular site I am using. Okay, so friends, these things must be taken care of. Ensure that the address contains HTTP and a padlock sign. This is the sign called padlock I have shown you. This is a padlock sign. Okay, now moving on to the next part. When this website gets loaded, before you start typing any information, ensure that the website address, a safe site's URL, starts with HTTPS and not HTTP. Also, it is a closed padlock. Now HTTPS means, just look at it, what I have shown you, secure connection. And when this sign is there, it means your connection is not secure. Now let me type something here. If I will write abc.com, then look what will happen. Your connection is not secure to this website because it is not believable. You should not enter any sensitive information on this site, for example your passwords or credit cards, etc. Look, it is just providing you, okay, with the access. Now I will just close this because my browser or my information will be in danger, right? So there are two methods. Never directly copy paste any URL on your browser, just type it. First look for the closed padlock or the this thing that your school.com is open, your connection is not secure, so we must go through secured connection. And in secured connection it is HTTPS instead of HTTP. S means secure, and also it shows a closed padlock. Okay, moving further. Now what it says, URL, it is a secure connection and no one can see our private information. As I told you, if I will open this site, this is a cloud connection, right? Certificate cookie sites connection is secure. So carefully handle emails. We must handle our all the emails very carefully, right? While opening an email, make sure that you know the sender. Even if you open the email message by accident, make sure not to open any attachment in the email from unrecognized source. These mails are called junk mails or spam mails, in which you will receive a lot of information that you have won this much of amount, you have won this much of amount. So take care that you should not reveal your information in that particular. Also, your email might contain a link to legitimate looking website. Never click on any link inside an email to open it. The link might look like it, but it may take to a fraudulent site. This may happen that whenever we open a website, there are a lot of websites with the certain information that opens up. Even if you need to visit the linked website, type the URL of the website on your own address bar. Don't go directly with the help of hyperlinks, right? Do not give sensitive information on wireless networks. Sometimes you get access to some Wi-Fi connections, I will say on airports or railway stations or some bus stands or wherever you are. While using such public Wi-Fi connections, make sure not to open any such personal email or provide any sensitive information. The reason for that is that most free wireless networks are not encrypted. They are not encrypted, and hence information can be trapped and used for fraudulent purposes. So do not give sensitive information on wireless networks. Avoid using public computers. I always try not to use the public computer, especially if you have to deal with your crucial data like your bank details, your personal information. But if you need to work on public computer, then make sure following things. Browse privately. Yes, private browsing is very important. Browse privately. Don't save your login information. Never save passwords while working on public computer. Avoid entering sensitive information onto public computer. Do not leave the computer unattended with the sensitive information on the screen. Disable the feature that stores passwords. Properly log out before you leave the computer. Erase history and traces of your work, that is clear history and cookies. Never save passwords while working on public computer. Avoid entering sensitive information. Don't leave computer unattended when some sensitive information is going on. Disable the feature that store passwords. Erase the history and trace of your work, that is cookies and history. Properly log out before you enter a computer. Now what is cybercrime? Oh, cybercrime. Now cybercrime is a criminal offense that is facilitated by or involves the use of electronic communication or information, including any electronic device or the computer system. Means any kind of offense that is created over the internet is known as cybercrime. There is no particular rule to cybercrime, as different websites are having different protocols. So this may include phishing, credit card frauds, illegal downloading, industrial espionage, child pornography, cyberbullying, cyber stalking, cyber terrorism, creation or distribution of viruses, spam, and so on. Now, what is the particular definition a criminal offense or a cybercrime has? Now look at it. Any criminal offense that is facilitated by or involves the use of electronic communication or information systems, including your electronic gadgets or computers over the internet, is referred to as cybercrime. So cybercrime includes phishing, credit card frauds, illegal downloading, industrial espionage, child pornography, cyberbullying, cyber stalking, cyber terrorism, creation and distribution of viruses, spam, and so on. Right? Next is cyber trolls and bullying. Cyber trolls. Now, what do you mean by cyber trolls? Now, cyber troll refers to a person who purposely posts opposing, sarcastic, demeaning, and insulting comments about something or someone with an aim of targeting a person online. I will get an example of trolling, that if I have posted something against any political party, then they are just using very bad language, sarcastic, demeaning, or insulting comments about something. The provocative messages posted this way are also called troll. So, targeting anybody using sarcastic, demeaning, or insulting comments comes under troll. So, the word troll can refer to a person also who is doing it, and it may refers to the derogatory comments posted by a troll. And it may refers to the derogatory comments posted by a troll. Now, trolling is a cybercrime and is closely related to cyberbullying. In fact, it is a cyberbullying. Now, derogatory messages or comments posted online targeting people are called cyber trolls. Derogatory messages or comments posted online targeting people are called cyber trolls. Now, next is cyberbullying. What is cyberbullying? Cyberbullying occurs when someone uses the internet, a cell phone, email, instant messaging, chat rooms, or social networking websites to harass, demean, embarrass, or intimidate someone else. Means the use of social networking websites through cell phones, emails, instant messaging, or any other kind of thing to demean, to harass, or intimidate someone else is known as cyberbullying. It is commonly a crime committed by teens too. Yes, teens used to do, as their friends, they used to just harass, or as their growing access to electronic communication makes it possible to make fun of them. The problem spreads like wildfire as the bully can hide behind the anonymity of login identity while encouraging other kids to join in the fun of harassing the victim, which is itself a kind of offense. As cyberbullying means, इसका मतलब क्या हुआ कि आपने किसी के बारे में कुछ भी भद्दा कमेंट लिखा है, कुछ भी आपने उसको हैरेस करने के मूड से, डिमीन, एम्बेरस करने के मूड से लिखा है, so that comes under cyberbullying. Now cyberbullying, sorry for that. Now cyberbullying कहाँ चला गया? I'm at page number. Now, cyberbullying is a crime garnering such criminal charges as harassment, libel, assault, and even terrorism. In addition to criminal charges, cyberbullies may be held responsible for damage they do in civil lawsuits. Like जैसे अभी एक एग्जांपल लें हम लोग कि मैंने व्हाट्सएप पे कोई मैसेज डाला and I have provoked the intentions of so many, and they are just pelting the stones and throwing everything on the policemen, on the army persons. So this comes under cyberbullying. So next is cyberbullying. Cyberbullying occurs when someone uses the internet, a cell phone, email, instant messaging, any kind of to harass, demean, embarrass, or intimidate someone else. It is commonly a crime committed by teens mostly.